Okay, guys, we are back at it with the most active stocks on the market. These stocks are high volume and these stocks are highly volatile. Some of them are looking better than others. Y'all know how I go. And we currently got the markets that are pushing up more bearish than bullish with about 3,600 decliners. You have about 2,500 advancers. I am still currently holding in the weekend swing trades that I put out in my last videos, and I did make an update on those just yesterday, talking about my expectations for today. We are still looking very bullish on all of these CRVLs. I got pretty much all 8 of these right now. CRVO up 20% being the biggest one, SPGC being up 15%, and the smallest one right now being BURU, only down about 6% in there. Everything else is still in between, and literally everything else is still bullish, other than BURU. Everything is still sitting good right now. And BURU is going to come for that explosion, so no worries there. If you checked out that video, you already seen a position that we're in, getting ready to come in for those squeezes, and I'm getting ready to update those again here towards the after hours. So you newer traders who be all nervous and stuff like that can understand how a safe, easy, early seat swing trade go. And that's going to show you quick, fast day traders who be catching these things like the EDBL at the top in a bad position. I don't when it comes down to these stocks, it's always best to get into a safe, easy early seat. And that's easy. It's a bit easier for stocks because the stock market is going to close eventually. Letting things settle down, getting people to brace themselves. You got time to study and evaluate and all that stuff like that. It's a bit different for crypto, I find. But, when you going for these stocks, you also can come across a full-on list that's giving you a 52-week low list. I show you how to navigate and how to look through these things in the videos. And I don't make videos on how to use these different apps, how to use these different platforms, because it don't be too much to it. Like it really don't. I can make some of those, on how to navigate and what I look for, but it's only like 2, 3 things you're really looking at. You're either looking at the 52-week lows, the most active or the top gainers, and then when you get up in there, you already gonna have on your RSI and MACD no matter what. If you ain't got on your RSI and MACD, myself probably don't know what you have, but you already got your indicator set. You already got all that. You're not really seeing. I know it's gonna be confusing when you know the trading, but when they be showing you all these videos and they doing all of these and all of those, and they going through all these different sections and they got a couple things up all around theirs, they ain't got to be doing that. So they be doing that stuff just so they can make longer videos, man. And they don't want me telling y'all that stuff, so I ain't gonna tell y'all too much more about that. But EDBL about to get ready to go down to a big discount. Right. I mean, well, it's already onto an uptrend, but it's about to pull back while the markets are getting up more bearish. And at this point right now, while the markets done came in for what's seemingly all the fuel that they really just had for that last quick spike up, they might even be pulling back some more. Where you might have these 3,600 decliners turning back into about 4,000 decliners. That 2,400 advancers turn back into about 2,000 advancers real fast. And you might be seeing out of those 5,000 stocks that be getting a little bit bearish, you might be seeing one of your things turn red. I just told you what my one thing is turning red. My Boo only down about 6%. How far down is your red stock? About 60, 70? Because you bought in something at the top when the market was turning red rather than getting at the bottom and waiting. How we did for EDBL in the Bank Billy Discord, and I can show you the early alerts for EDBL going out along in the sections as Sensei Prim was out here throwing this thing all out, saying it's gonna be for the early. He's showing you it's still in the red, it's getting ready to pick up. This gonna come in for that next big move. And she even throws out that it's hitting her scanner again. Coming out with hot news. This is gonna be making up those new highs. And now you can see today. And that was just a day ago over the weekend. Now coming in today for another leg up about 65%. In fact, it was up like 100 something percent, but still up like 65% right now, sitting at 38 cents with an average volume of 10 million. That's a decent volume of 367 million. You don't see that too often on EDBL. It's probably not gonna hold up like this. They got to get back to a dollar. They probably won't get to that dollar. Like if everybody sell that thing off. So that's something you got to be ready for. And there's so many different stocks to be choosing from, and so many different companies that you could be going for. Try not to get addicted to just one company, especially if you don't know nothing about it. Like it'd be different for a lot of these like bigger stocks like Nvidias and Teslas and stuff like that. Those things right there. We already know solid. We already know straight. They can even get a lawsuit. Ain't nothing gonna happen to that. They'll be straight. But like and a lot of these things down here, they really still just be in the beginning stages of their recovery. Why they be at those 52-week lows and oversold? Because when these things come out, they tend to sell off for however periods of time, and then after that period of time and them selling off, they already done fall. So I'm telling you what happened because of, look, you can see an IPO coming out, right? So over here on the Moo, I mean on the Weebles and on Moo, whatever, you can see an IPO coming out. Yo, initial public offering. That's when you finna get your new stock to drop to the market. Ooh, those be the most exciting things. And you get that big bull run, that big spike. We gotta be so excited because it's a new company. Oh, they the newest to the market. They gotta be getting ready to do the thing. But in those cases, we can be wrong because of that stock is about to come out and it's gonna retest the low. It's gonna find its lows. It don't even know what its lows is just yet. It's gonna find its lows before it really get to doing anything truly. So it's gonna get to those lows, and then more often than not, they got that thing going to those lows for a while, which is why these things go down to their 52-week lows and oversold before they coming in for that bull run, like you can see on the rest of these other stocks. And here on EDBL stock is a perfect time for longer term investors to be getting in at a big discount for the ones who believe in for that long term investment. Next, you got RGTI. This one as well comes in for a massive bull run. This one comes in for a multi-month bull run on RGTI. Riggedy Computing. This goes from 66 cents up to $12.75. You got a lot of traders who still don't understand to getting things at the bottom and not getting at the top. So let me clarify what you're looking at here, okay? And that's not just for small retails. I don't just be saying this stuff to the small retails. I'm saying this stuff to the big whales, to the people up at the Nasdaqs. I'm talking about those big millionaires over there. We talking about the people who sitting there, the journalists, that female journalist who came in to make some news. I'm to all that. They don't know how to trade. They don't, because it takes real skill to actually be in the market and trade. They sit there all day and they can make the news and report the news and say what they talking about those futures and what those things be doing, but they're not out in the field like that. They're not in these markets with active trades. They don't know how it feel and what's really going on. They might get their long dated 12-month expirations and stuff like that, but they don't know the true pressures and tolerance and skill that it takes to really be in on those active trades, which is why they also find themselves buying up at these highs and bad positions and selling in wrong positions as well. But RGTI, they come in for the decent moves though on RGTI, all the way from the lows. Cool. This thing went from way under $1 up to $12.76 on RGTI. And let's go see some RGTI over the Bank with Billy Discord. The riggedy computing, yeah, this one of those quantum stocks. Okay, so quantum has been all the rage and whatnot lately. I I personally feel like that quantum is maybe like these things might be running maybe a smidge too early. I'm not no quantum expert, so I don't even know what a quantum computer even look like. So I can't tell you how it works, but I can tell you that they still trying to master the cryptocurrency and the blockchains and different layers and stuff like that. They still trying to master AIs and AI technology and all that stuff like that. So like these stocks, don't get me wrong, well these stocks setting down at levels like here, like riggedy at $10 already in these early stages of the quantum computing in the world. Imagine where this thing could be out later on in the world. And on top of that, imagine where all these stocks gonna be at later on in the world. Some of us, a lot of these stocks ain't gonna be here, but there's gonna be a lot of stocks that's up there towards those big hundreds of dollars and stuff like that. And those stocks, as you can see, because I don't say this stuff for nothing, come off of those 52-week lows and oversolds, and we see those things first by following along with all of the alerts going out in the Banker with Billy Discord. You're not gonna be able to catch everything. You get what you can while you can, and don't do too much. You don't gotta be going for all the big targets and the big gains and chasing everything up. And just because you see me still holding in a stock or a crypto up 100 something percent, don't mean you got to. You liking gains instead of somewhere where you feel nervous. Again, not when I feel nervous. I've been doing this for a long time. When you feel nervous, and also a quick tidbit here. So between when I'm trading, especially actively day trade and stuff like that, especially with the cryptocurrencies, they move so fast. It take me a second to get from busting my move over here on the phone to get over here back to my the section in the Discord to get the typing that in with the with the fingers and stuff like that, and then getting that enter button in there while I'm tagging this thing to all members. So I do recommend that you still stick to your 7 to 15% stop loss. Now I know that you knew you originals, everybody in the Bank with Billy Discord, y'all already know. If you've been on the channel for so long, you already know 7 to 15%, Billy. We already know. But newer traders, newer members, and like I say, even those big whales and the people who we watch our news from, they don't know and they don't understand. Make sure y'all got y'all stop loss despite whatever somebody telling y'all. 7 to 15% up, 7 to 15% down, whether you a small retail or even one of those big whales. You gotta have your stop loss in there so you can best cover yourself. And in another video, I'll show y'all educational long form lesson video on how to strategically place orders and different things you can do to protect yourself from the big whales trying to wash us out. Your stop losses I'm talking about, and averaging downs and so on and so forth. In any case, though, if you're getting in at the safe, easy, early seat like we did in the TNXP stock that went from the lows of that 11 cents up to the highs of that $1.30, and then even came in for another bull run. Well, you ain't really got to do too much worrying about averaging down too much, even when the markets do be getting a turn of red, because you still done got yourself into the safe, easy, early seat along in. And you said you ain't know how to read in any of the sections, or you ain't know how to do anything. Well, you knew how to find your way to the Billy Banks section, because that's self-explanatory right there. You see the Billy Banks section. I can't make that any more clear. And then you were easily able to see when I was putting out those alerts for the safe, easy, early seat on TNXP, and this became a 500% runner. And I alerted this out on the 16th in the morning time, saying TNXP at 30 cents or lower is going to be making that move. You get the massive bull runs. You see that thing on time. And again, remind you, get in early, don't get in late. Now we can see for a lot of people who would get in late here and want to chase it up for the next round. And the ones who, especially the ones who didn't lock in gains off of that next round, well, now they getting faced with such bearishness, and they didn't set their stop loss. Now, don't get me wrong, you can't use your stop loss in the extended hours, okay? So you do got to have an extra eye on those things, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to keep it. You got to, bro. You can still set a notification on that thing. You got to do what you got to do, and don't work for the markets. Make the markets work for you. Next up, we got RAPT. RAPT. I don't see this stock too often at all. You go for a Raptor. Okay, look at this one. Wow, they done went to a big discount from 78 cents up to the high to $2.34. Go back to RAPT back on your overall monthly chart. It's a big discount up on RAPT right now. If this one does continue to hold with this bullish sentiment, and they over compliance, well, big whales and longer investors are gonna want to be able to want to start to load and partake up in here. This is very good on this one too, doing this while this is coming in for the market's still being more bearish. Because if they hold up and the market's coming in for more bullish and all the sectors just be getting bullish in general, well, that'll help every stock push up more in general. But what is this? What are they working on? This is a therapeutic. So they are a clinical stage immunology based biopharmaceutical company focused on discovering, developing, and commercializing oral small molecule therapies for patients with significant unmet needs and inflammatory diseases and oncology. Very interesting on RAPT. They have news, or they did have news on a licensing deal for the allergy drug. No time to do a deep dive on this just yet, and I got more videos I gotta make, and I'm already falling behind on all of them. They got an average volume of 556,000 and a current volume at 116 million right now. This stock RAPT has a free float of 331 million. They are overfilling that float, making this stock explode, and very bullish off of that news. I didn't catch RAPT. I didn't even see this one. Let's go see RAPT in the Discord. Go coming in for those parabolic plays. Mm. Of course, Coach Master picking this thing up, and of course, I'm not the only one in the Discord that throws out the alerts and whatnot. There are the other coaches who have been doing this for a long time, putting out their trades and their strategies, so on and so forth. And again, you always be able to see them, let you know as well. 7 to 15% stop loss. You better make sure you got your stop loss up in there, because you never know when somebody is about to put their phone down and walk away. And we can make all the videos we want to say and talk about the markets to be doing these and those. They can make all the news, and journalists can report all the reports and all stuff that they want to, saying the market's going to be doing these and those. But that's not the case. That's not the case at all. We think that the bearish is done right now, bro. When the whole markets get to selling off the smallest thing, it will. or everything just turn off instantly and explode. You already know how that go. Things move fast, and that's why, of course, things are unpredictable, which is why I recommend, again, if you are newer to trading, you stick to your 7 to 15% stop loss, 7 to 50% up and down. This will create you that natural consistency. And if you're going for the lows and over souls, then you still getting consistent gains off of those easy, slow, safe swing trades that only big whales and insiders are going for, because everybody else think it's cool to be going for the stocks that are at the top and too late to go for. Everything I'm holding green right now. You know, I mean, except for Buru. So, except for Buru. They all messed up. Was that the last one? You see, okay, we got one more. One more. We got Reli. Reliance. I remember once upon a time where this stock used to be all kinds of messed up, shaky, wrecked, indecisive. Look at this. Like, you see these heights, is that say it's at like 50,000 or 50 million, whatever that is. It was never at there. They have to do splits over the course of time to be able to save themselves to stay up in compliance. And they did, I guess. They up here and they exploding. Excuse me. Up 211% right now. Currently on RELI is facing its next rounds of the incoming bearish divergence. In fact, we on a 2-hour chart. Currently, right now, it's making its current rounds of the bearish divergence. So this is going to be the big test right here with an average volume of 147,000. Don't think that it might get too much more juice. Only about 100,000 people ever be noticing this on average. It's like it usually doesn't make moves like this. It's a super under the radar stock. Only people who even been in the markets for the months and the years. Only people who've been in the markets for years and remember Reli's recent activity back then. We even recognize the stock right now. Reliance Group coming in for a volume of 96.11 million. Very good on RELI. Now I mean to really speed through this video, but I got more updates I gotta do and more stocks and whatnot I gotta watch and updates I gotta be on it everywhere and an RELI out in the Bank with Billy Discord. Don't miss out on this. I think it's gonna sell back off for real, for real. My favorite one on this list is TNXP because the TNXP got their big catalyst for their fibromyalgia drug. Of course, that says that they're not going to be launching anything until the August 15th. I did just make a video on that this morning. You can check that out as we dive in deeper and deeper into the rest of these stocks and uncover these lessons. You will get a more general understanding of the entire markets. And I'm not just saying this to those small retails. This is for those big whales and big institutions and those market makers and all the news broadcasters and journalists out there as well. Cause bro, they don't know what they be doing. If they all knew what they be doing, then these markets wouldn't always be failing as well. And that's why they be making those videos and stuff, telling you all the wrong things is going on, and the next things just be happening. But don't get me wrong, you want to still keep up with the flow. You want to still be keeping up with the news. Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes it's easier to keep up with the news. Um, Depending on like where you're getting it from. I'll tell you that for sure. It's like if you're newer to the market, you really want to find out where you're getting it. Um, on what platform you're gonna be using to keep up to date with that, and you want to understand how to read that kind of news and understand what they be talking about. So I'll make some videos on what kind of news to be looking out for newer traders and investors. And I'm Billy Banks. I'll see y'all in the area. Happy trade.